Welcome to Tech Blueprint, a window that lets you know the latest technology news in the world. The importance of chips does not need to be explained. It can be understood from the repeated restrictions imposed by the United States in the past few years. The reason why the United States does this is that they still have an advantage in chips and want to maintain this advantage, so they will impose restrictions on China. The United States thought that as long as it restricted the development of China's high-end chips, it could hinder China's high-tech progress. But what they did not expect was that it accelerated China's chip breakthrough. Even ASML continued to ship lithography machines, and China's chips could not be stopped. The United States has a huge advantage in chips because it invented transistors, took the lead in developing integrated circuits, and mastered a large number of chip foundations and core patents. The global industrial chain has developed on this basis, so it has absolute voice. It can be said that as long as it is engaged in chip-related fields, it is basically inseparable from American equipment, materials, software, etc. For example, ASML, although the lithography machine is the world's #1, it still uses American key technologies and core components. There is also the foundry giant TSMC, which leads the world in chip manufacturing technology, but it still relies on American manufacturing equipment, etc. It is precisely because of this situation that when the United States imposed chip restrictions on China, non-US companies such as ASML and TSMC had to abide by US control rules. ASML stopped supplying high-end system lithography machines, and TSMC stopped supplying foundry services to Chinese companies such as Huawei. In fact, over the years, many semiconductor giants have emerged in the United States, such as Texas Instruments, Qualcomm, Intel, etc., which have occupied most of the global chip market. With advanced chip technology, they have easily obtained a lot of the world's wealth. Even so, the United States is not satisfied. When it sees that China also wants to develop chips, it uses its chip advantages to obstruct it. Among them, the most typical is the sanctions against Huawei. Because the United States has found that Huawei has not only achieved global leadership in 5G, but also demonstrated its strength in chips. The Kirin chips it launched can already compete with Qualcomm and Apple. The point is that Huawei's domestic chip market share exceeds Qualcomm, and the global mobile phone market has surpassed Apple to become the world's second. As a result, the United States launched a comprehensive sanction, not only cutting off the supply of high-end chips such as 5G from Qualcomm and Intel, but also requiring TSMC to stop manufacturing Kirin, causing Huawei to fall into a difficult situation where there's no chip available, while Qualcomm and Apple became the beneficiaries. Not only that, the United States has continued to expand the scope of export controls and has begun to target China's entire chip industry, and even pulled in allies such as Japan and the Netherlands, wanting to implement a comprehensive blockade, focusing on restricting the export of cutting-edge manufacturing equipment such as lithography machines to China. Not only high-end EUV lithography machines are restricted, but also mid to high-end immersion DUV lithography machines, and even after-sales service. Although ASML is very reluctant, because this will cause him direct losses. However, ASML is just a company after all, and even their country, the Netherlands, cannot withstand the pressure from the United States, so it can only stop shipping according to the United States requirements. But ASML does not want to lose in vain. After all, the mainland is the world's largest chip market, and in recent years it has been the world's largest semiconductor equipment market. Because the United States has initiated chip restrictions, the mainland has begun to accelerate the construction of wafer factories. It just so happens that the mainland market needs more mature process system lithography machines, so ASML seized the opportunity to ship a large number of shipments to China. From the 3 quarterly financial reports released by ASML this year, it can be seen that the revenue share from the mainland is basically close to 50%. In just 3 quarters, ASML exported about 118 lithography machines with a total value of 46 billion yuan to China. Despite the continuous tightening of regulatory rules by the United States, ASML's revenue from the mainland has not only not declined, but has doubled. This has greatly promoted the development of China's mature process, rapidly increased chip production capacity, and achieved growth in exports. Recently, news came that the total chip export volume in the first 11 months of this year has exceeded 1 trillion yuan, which is the first time in history. More importantly, China has not only begun to dominate the world in mature process chips, but has also made important breakthroughs in advanced processes. Huawei's self-developed Kirin chips have returned strongly, all with domestic capabilities, and have been upgraded by 2 generations this year. It can be seen from this that China's domestic chip industry chain has made breakthrough progress. It is worth mentioning that the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology of China announced 2 domestic lithography machines, one of which is more advanced, indicating that domestic lithography machines have also achieved breakthroughs. In this regard, some foreign media directly stated that China's chips can't be stopped. Because the US chip chokes the neck, China has completely abandoned its fantasy and firmly determined to build a domestic chip-independent industrial chain. Only by self-research breakthroughs can we be fearless of sanctions.